Evening all, welcome back to Dust, and goodness me, what a interesting time Dust is at the moment. We're going to talk today about the weekly cycle of Dust. What do I mean by that? Well, we'll just pin your ears back and you'll hear. What we're going to talk about is basically why Dust is a terrible place to be in the Wednesday, Thursday kind of time zone, and why it's also incredibly good the weekends and Monday, Tuesday particularly. I'm sure a lot of you can guess why, but for those of you that can't, let me explain. Basically, we have this saying, this meme within the Dust universe, which is tryhard Wednesday is not a day that you want to play, and that's a really good mantra to live your life by, because Wednesday is when obviously all the caps are reset and the game weekly cap begins anew. And to be honest with you, that is when all of the really atrociously annoying tryhard players play. I know a lot of people are going to rage at me over this. Don't care. The problem I have a lot of the time is I generally play Dust most days. I actually do enjoy it, in fact, most days, if not every day. Because it's a fun game. It's kind of, it's interesting. It's a good way to relax. It's a good kind of, you can buzz around in a tank. You can fly around in a dropship. You can use a scout suit, or if you're serious, you can lodge it up a bit. To be honest, this what I just showed you then, that kind of plasma cannon core flaylock follow-up, to me is how I relax. That is relaxing to me. And I'm sure many others are the same. It's just that kind of gaming, fun, kind of round-based, bit of fun. And what I find is that usually when you play this game, you have to be very careful on the Wednesday and Thursday of a week, because that's when pretty much most of the hardcore are playing, because they're addicted to leveling up. And they are so addicted to leveling up that they do it in the space of about 2 days. Even less than 48 hours, they will have leveled completely. Which I guess is quite impressive, because it usually takes me 3 to 4 days now. Because, well, unless I lodge, blah, blah, blah. But you get the point. So, generally we sort of are finding that Wednesdays, most particularly Wednesdays, are probably when Dust is its most busy. And it's also when you see most of the familiar names return, etc., etc. And this is why I would like to propose to you that eveoffline.net is a steaming pile of horse piss water bollocks. And it's lying to us, because quite frankly, you see from day to day, every day, 4,000 people at peak playing this game, or every day without fail. Now, I question that, particularly with Dust coming, particularly with so much going on with the game at the moment, and a lot of players giving up and not playing it anymore. I honestly do debate that significantly. I even question now how many people are actually playing based upon the new account creation screen, when you're getting a 900 at peak, 900 people accounts being created at any one moment, meaning that it's not 4,000 people playing, it's 3,000 people playing. So there is a massive discrepancy in those numbers. It doesn't even factor in Wednesday to Tuesday cycle. So basically, a lot of people cap out at least before the weekend or during the weekend. So Monday, Tuesday is actually quite a quiet time. It takes a lot longer to get in battles. It takes a lot longer to get a good fight. So I kind of present to you a thesis that says there is some shenanigans going on with that. I don't know if it's revenue protection. I don't know if it's CCP protection, because I can imagine shareholders and critics will look at those sites to see how well people are playing this game. Now, I know that there was a bit of drama around PlanetSide 2 with this concept. There was, I think, a bit of smoothing going on with numbers, and I would not be surprised if there were certain equations being applied here that basically put the EVE Offline to be an aggregate of many days and weeks before. So I could be wrong. I mean, if I am wrong, then it means that basically every day the same people have logged in for the same amount of time. There's been no fluctuations really at all. Even when the World Cup final was on, we still had the same numbers. Does that mean people just leave Dust on all the time? Possibly, that could be it. But I don't think this is like EVE. I used to leave EVE on all the time and not play the game. But did that mean that it was like, was that how it worked? Was that because a lot of people just sign in and just sit in their core pack? Possibly. So I don't know, but this is something I've been very suspicious of. So carrying on that thread, so basically Wednesday, Thursday, just are generally terrible days to play the game. Friday can be a bit hit and miss because it's Friday night and a lot of people are kind of drowning their sorrows that they don't have any kind of real friends to go out into the world with. I'm the same. And I generally find that I usually would just have, knock back a few beers and play a few games. I would rather do that than go out and get vomited on and beaten up in the taxi rank and get, try and hit on girls that are wearing literally nothing but a cloth that, you could probably not blow your nose with if you wrinkled it all up. And yet when you look at them, they're like, oh, what are you looking at, you perv? It's like, yeah, okay, thanks. You come out wearing a handkerchief and a piece of string up your crack. So every time you fart, you whistle. But you're calling me, so you're calling me a perv. It's like, come on. So I've got to admit, the old days of, going down the town on a Friday night are just completely dead to me now as well. I would much rather sit in my house, in my comfortable house, playing a old few games and having a bit of fun, watching a bit of telly. I guess it means I'm getting older, but I don't mind, to be honest with you. So to be honest, Fridays and Saturdays as well are not too bad, but you do still get the odd group of quite, challenging opponents, let's say. And then Sunday comes, and Sunday is usually quite a serene time to play Dust. I find Sunday actually pretty good because there's no, other than maybe peak time around 5-6 o'clock Euro or British time, it's not too bad actually. It's all right. For me, I quite like it. And then the best days of the week come Monday and Tuesday. And to be honest, Monday and Tuesday playing Ambush is a joy because people, the tryhards have already capped. They've long gone. They're off playing Call of Duty, screaming at each other like squeaking teenagers, and they're just they're quite happy to go and leave the game to the civilized people. And I'm quite happy about that because that means then we get some good games. You do see the odd bell end every so often. I think I even saw Duna 2002 spamming his tank over and over still. But to be honest, you can just avoid those matches. So, Monday, Tuesday, I think are the best time to play, particularly Tuesday because it's quiet. And it also means you get a lot more casual people playing on the Tuesday. For some reason, casual, it just maybe is because the diehards aren't playing. It puts us more with the casual people. Doesn't mean easier battles at all, but it means fairer battles. It means more fun battles. It means battles where they haven't worked out which high point to get to and drop spawn pads. And then basically that's your way you win. If you go there, you do this, you do that, blah, blah. You don't generally get that too much on Monday and Tuesday. So, that's a good thing. And that's it. So that's the week in Dust pretty much. I think, if you're going to consider playing this game, or if you've not played it and you're coming back to play it, don't ever try it again on a Wednesday or a Thursday or even a Friday. Try it at the weekend or try it on Monday, Tuesday and see how you get on. And you'll probably find it's not too bad. You can't get away from people still. You're still locked in with these kind of annoying try hard kind of douchebags, of which I probably am one of them as well, but we generally don't use the bullshit tactics. That's probably the one thing that we just do not do. We won't generally be tools and do whatever it is, get upon silo this and do that and do this. We don't do that. And okay, we may use the link, so don't torture me, bro, but to be honest, I think we just generally find that the game is fun if you play it as a good, honest, solid game. Trying to kind of trick and cheat and do all that nonsense, I think, is frustrating to me because I find that there's a real challenge getting fun from the game when everybody's trying to be a clever bastard. But there we go. Interesting stuff. Hopefully, hopefully people will agree with that. Post in the comments. Do you agree with my little thesis that, Monday, Tuesday is probably the best time to play, Wednesday, Thursday, pretty terrible? Post in the comments, let me know. I honestly find Ambush is unplayable on Wednesday, Thursday because it is just proto-stomped and it's just tactics stomped as well. And people have been asking what I mean by tactics and the various tactics that I keep mentioning. Well, we'll do a video on it soon, but the reality is there's just so many ways. Well, there's so little variation in the way that you win these matches now. You pretty much can do A, B, and then that equals the win. And I find that incredibly grating at times where, for example, you always call in this, you always call in that. But anyway, that's another time. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.